These sure are fun cars to drive, especially with the top down. But what happens if you are driving along with the top down and you realize you're driving into rain? You pull off the side of the road, hit the button to put the top up, and no matter what you do and what you try, you can't get the top to go up. Well, if you're one of the people who have lately bought these cars without an owner's manual, you might not be aware that there is a procedure to put the top up and down manually. I don't really like the procedure as they describe it because it seems a little complicated, and they talk about how dangerous it is and how you should only do it in emergency, and I don't really like that kind of terminology. They also talk about releasing hydraulic pressure, which is something you're going to have to do before you move the top or any of the parts, if there's pressure on the system, which I can almost guarantee you, if you hit that button and nothing happens, there is no pressure on the system. These cars don't ride around with pressure on the system all the time. If they did, we'd have hydraulic fluid leaking all over the place all the time. But if you're worried that maybe there is pressure on the system, turn the car off. Turn the switch back to on without starting the motor. Press the button as if to put the top down and hold it. Reach up, turn the key off, and hold that button for at least 5 seconds. According to the manual, if there's any pressure, that will relieve the pressure. Now you're ready to actually put the top up. The first thing you're going to need, really the only thing you need, is this Chrysler Multipurpose tool. Now I've put electrical tape on mine. I did that to protect the finish of the car, but it's probably not necessary. Anyway, the first thing you're going to do is walk around the side of the car. You're going to look into this seam down here in between the roll bars. There's a little metal cam in there. Lay the wrench on there just like that. And in the description of the video and the comments, I'll talk about how you can order one of these wrenches. Pull it up, grab the lid, and as soon as you grab the lid, throw the tool down in the seat. Push this up. Now, it's a real good idea to have someone helping you. But I don't have anyone to help me, so let's see how we can do this. Well, you're going to pull it from the middle, or as close to the middle as you can, and pull it out. But don't let it hit the top of the windshield frame. Once you get it to this point, pull up this. This is called the rear bow, or the bow. Pull it up, let the lid drop. Grab your tool, and this part frustrates me because I can't see the bolt very well. But you reach in there and lay the tool right on the bolt. Now if you listen carefully, if my microphone is still with me, you press down until it clicks. The lid is now locked. Now what Chrysler tells you is you're now supposed to latch the bow. You notice this little hook here that goes into this hole. Well, you just go like this. But if you look, that's not latched. It's down enough that you can drive, but you've got a 1/4 inch of air through here. The noise will drive you nuts and you will get water in the car. Not a lot, you can get home. But Chrysler doesn't tell you, if you go buy yourself a 6mm hex key wrench and you drop the divider down, you place this wrench on the little hydraulic actuator right under this tab. There's a brass bolt right in the middle of it. You're going to insert the wrench like this, pointed toward the driver's side, in the head of that bolt. And then you're going to turn until you hear one click. Like that. I don't know if that's as tight as the hydraulics make the top. I do know that it doesn't leak when I do it this way. If you want to go tighter, go right ahead, but I would not advise that. Jump back in the car, put the latch the top, put the windows up, close the doors, and you're on your way. Now the manual talks about doing this in an emergency and then running right to your Chrysler dealer. They absolutely do not admit that you can put this top down manually. But you can. It's not described in the manual, and they kind of warn you not to do it. I do it about 3 times a year just to stay in practice. This is what you do. You're going to assume, maybe you already know, when you unlatch that top, will the windows go down? Because if you already know they won't, put them down first. Anyway, get the windows down, unlatch the top, come on out. If there's problems in the system, the console is probably beeping at you right now, telling you there's something terribly wrong. You already know that because you can't get your top to go down. That's why you're doing this. So you're going to put your wrench in pointed toward the passenger side, right where you put it before, and you're going to turn like that. That pops the bow. Now you're going to pick the bow back up just like you did before. And again, this part's hard for me because I can't see. I'm blind in my left eye, so it makes it very hard for me to look around a corner. All right, I think I got it on there. I guess I do. Lift it up. Now let the rear bow just drop on its own. When it's done, don't forget to put the divider back up, which I did. And just gently lower the top in there. Now hold on to it because you really don't want it to just drop and fall. And just be gentle. If you've got a helper, use them and try to move in sync with each other. Now I can see what I'm doing, and we just listen for the click. There we go. And you'll feel the click in the tool when you do that. That's really all there is to it. I do this about 3 times a year. It does not confuse the electronics. It doesn't appear to hurt anything. I've never encountered pressure on the system. However, I do it as a planned course of action. If you've hit the button and the pump has started to run and nothing happens, you've probably got a partially pressurized system, and okay, fine, you probably should go through the procedure to relieve the pressure. Look in the description of the video. I will show you, or hopefully I can dig up a part number or a source for this multi-purpose tool. The little Allen wrench is just a 6mm hex key wrench. You can buy them anywhere. That's all you need to do this. I hope this helps. I hope it maybe rescues someone from in the middle of a rainstorm. If you let rain get into the car, especially if it's got an automatic transmission, you're in for it. So this should bail you out. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps.